Okay, so can you say your name, spell it, and give your grade and major?
Sure. Scott Zlotnick, SCOTTZLOTNICK. I'm a senior and I'm a broadcast journalism major.
Okay, so what exactly is Terrapin Turf?
Well, Tarpon Turf is the newest nightlife spot in College Park. It opened officially at happy hour on Friday afternoon. On Friday, throughout the course of the day and night, over 2,000 students packed into the bar. They had over $3,000 just in credit card sales. Their bottle service and their VIP tables all sold out. And from everything I've heard, I was actually there on Saturday night. It was pretty fun, and I think it's going to be a great addition to the College Park nightlife scene.
So you said that you've been there, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So what did you like think of it? What was your opinion on it?
Well, I thought it was different than any nightlife option in College Park right now. The barking dog, which is kind of similar to it, hasn't really done what people thought it would do. So the difference between Terrapin Turf and a Bentley's or a Cornerstone is this: it's just more of a nightlife, more of a club. They have a DJ booth, elevated surface. They have women dancing, which some people have had, complaints about for obvious reasons. But it's definitely a different atmosphere because it gives you more of an opportunity to dance and interact than just stand around at a bar and just do the same thing every weekend.
Okay, so I know there's been a few complaints and confusion about what exactly it is. Some people think it's a sports bar. Some people want to say it's a lounge. Some people want to say it's a nightclub. What do you think of this?
Well, their owner Yasmin Ashfar, her and her father and sister own the club, and they had a similar club in Georgetown. And what she said was, they don't want to just have it be one thing, because when you try to make something like this be one thing, you're not maximizing your profits. So what she would like to do is, she said, ideally it's a place you can go with your family for dinner, and at the same time you can come back later at night to have fun. So I think what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to maximize their food sales during happy hour. They're offering different specials each night of the week, try to make the most money out of that. And then on the weekends, obviously the club will be what they're trying to do. Now the complaint students have had is $4 rails, which is different than a $2.75 rail at Bentley's. Later in the night on Saturday and Friday, they started charging $10 cover as opposed to $5. And for students who are underage, they said it's a lot harder with IDs than Bentley's or Cornerstone. So these are just some of the issues, but I think it's like anywhere. At first, you're kind of working things out, figuring everything out, but eventually I think they're going to smooth out all the issues, and eventually will be mainstreamed and a lot more students can go.
So do you think it's smart that they're combining all these different types of lounge, club, night, sports bar? Do you think that's a smart idea for them to do that?
Oh, absolutely. I think that anytime you can get food sales within bar sales, it's going to maximize your profit. And it'll be interesting to see how good their food is, because I think if it's good food, that's something College Park also lacks. There's not a lot of places to get good food around here. Places have opened up, but there's nothing ideal. So, with kind of mixing these concepts up, I like it because they're not kind of tying themselves down to one specific type of thing, which is awesome.
So the Terrapin Turf has had a lot of very story delayed openings. So do you think this has hurt its reputation or helped build the anticipation for it?
I think it's really helped build the anticipation. I mean, I know I'm a senior here, and for all 3 years I've been here now in my fourth, all we've heard about is, well, when's Faye going to come back? What's going to go in Faye? Then around last year at this time, we heard Terrapin Turf was going to go in there. And since then, it was going to open last October, it was going to open in January, it was going to open in May, and there's all these delays due to fire issues and getting the sprinkler system fixed. And finally, when it was here, I know about 2 weeks ago, they put a countdown clock on, and everyone was like, wow, it's actually going to happen. And I read last week in the Dime Back, they still had to pass one more inspection before it could officially open on Friday. And I was talking to my friends, and they were like, it's not going to pass. There's no way, there's been so many delays. And then when it finally came around to happy hour on Friday and people were there and it was open, I think that's what the really driving force was, just the behind-the-scenes financing.
So, obviously this club was a huge success its first night. Do you think that's going to be, be some really stiff competition now on Route 1 with the other bars? Do you think it could hurt the other bars' businesses?
Oh, absolutely, because it offers something completely different from the other bars. I mean, Cornerstone on Tuesday nights, they're kind of the new Loose Tuesday spot with like kids 18 and over in, and you can party. But the upstairs, I mean, you don't have a space like you do at Terrapin Turf. Terrapin Turf is going to offer a whole new perspective because it's not a bar. As she said, she wants to be like a nightlife spot. So I think definitely Cornerstone's going to be really affected. Bentley's, I'm not really sure. I think Bentley's is a very loyal following. I think the people who go to Bentley's will still go to Bentley's beforehand because that's one of the main concerns with Turf, that their drinks are a little too expensive. So you might have the same Bentley's crowd going there until 12, 12:30, and then going out of Terrapin Turf until 3 o'clock because they're going to try to stay open a little bit later. So I think Bentley's will be okay. Cornerstone might take a little bit of a hit, but I think they're going to start opening up their clientele more, a little bit more to the 18 and over crowd, make it a little more lenient. But I think both bars, I think they'll be okay for now, but long term we'll see.
Real quick, you mentioned how like the cover was like $10 and drinks are really expensive. Do you think that this could have, an effect on Terrapin Turf's, maybe not right away, people are going to be so hyped about it, but do you think in the long run this could eventually affect its ability to, bring all customers in consistently?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're talking about a college town. This isn't DC where you can charge those prices and have people do this. I mean, what people are going to do is find somewhere beforehand to drink and then go to Terrapin Turf. But as far as their drink sales go, they might hurt because of that. If you have kids consuming alcohol before you show up to the club, you're losing money because you might have someone come in, spend the $5 for over $10, then just get one drink at the bar, leave $1 tip. They're only spending $15. So I think they're going to have certain nights on the weekends where they're having drink specials, because during the week they're obviously going to do that because during the week it's a lot harder to draw in business. But during the weekend I think they're going to have to tweak things a little bit, see where they go. I mean, as I said, at first you're kind of feeling everything out, but I think in the long run, if they don't change the prices, sure, they might hurt in the long run.
All right, well, awesome.